folks can keep moving this way.
Hi, Chris.
All right. We have time for a few questions. Give me 1 second. I think I haven't done this before. All right, who has a question?
Pete, did President Joe Biden experience cognitive decline while in office?
Every time I needed something from him from the West Wing, I got it. And the time I worked closest with him in his last year was around the Baltimore bridge collapse. And what I can tell you is that the same president that the world saw addressing that was the president that I was in the Oval with, insisting that we do a good job and do right by Baltimore. And that's characteristic of my experience with him.
Would the party have been better off if he had just not run for re-election?
Maybe, right now, with the benefit of hindsight, I think most people would agree that that's the case. We're also not in a position to wallow in hindsight. We've got to get ready for some fundamental tests of the future of this country and this party, some of which are going on this very year, many of which will come next year.
What's your reaction to the Trump administration blaming you for Newark?
When you're the Secretary of Transportation, you have a tough job, and your responsibility is to fix tough problems. You don't have time to indulge in trying to point fingers or blame other people. What I can tell you is, we inherited a shrinking air traffic control workforce. We turned it into a growing air traffic control workforce. And my successor's not, of course, asking me for advice, but my advice would be to focus on making sure that it grows and actually delivering the technological change that's needed. We launched the contract to modernize the communications backbone of the FAA, knowing that it wasn't something that could be done in a year or 2 years. If he can achieve an acceleration of that, I will be the first one to be cheering for that. But that takes focus, it takes discipline, it takes integrity. And frankly, there's no time for politics on a mission-critical job like that.
Pete, I spoke to a lot of people tonight that said, hey, we voted for him in 2020, and yeah, if he runs again, we would vote for him again. Was tonight's town hall the beginning of an assessment period?
Right now, I'm not running for anything, and part of what's exciting and compelling about an opportunity like this is to be campaigning for values and for ideas rather than a specific electoral campaign. So that's what I'm about. But of course, it means a lot to hear that people who supported me then continue to believe in what I have to say.
Should Iowa be the first primary contest in 2028?
So people like me are takers and not makers of the rules on that. What I will say is that Iowa showed me what can happen through a process where you have to be in backyards and do 4 town halls a day. It made it possible for somebody like me to emerge as a national figure, and it certainly made me better, not just as a candidate, but I think ultimately as a public servant when I did have the opportunity to serve in the cabinet.
Last question, Brianne.
Should Democrats who want to be president have to campaign in a red state like Iowa?
I think it's really important to be in communities like this, to be in red states, to be in rural areas. It's so important for Democrats to have a vocabulary that can reach everybody, and you can't fashion that vocabulary online or only talking to people who already agree with you or who are already kind of in your political style. Part of what growing up in Indiana, but also campaigning in Iowa, gave me was ways to talk about shared values, things that I care about as a Democrat, but also things I just care about as an American, in ways that I found could resonate even in red or purple territory. I also, though, believe that by no means must Iowa be a red state, and I'm excited to see some developments that can really test that in the coming cycle.
Okay, we have to run, folks. If you could take a step back, we're a little cramped.